Hello, Matt Davis here with some more homework quiz help. This one comes from section 2.3. In January 2012, the author of this book collected data on all 109 of his Facebook friends. The number of wall posts for each of his friends is displayed in the stem and leaf diagram. So we see the stem and leaf diagram there, and then it asks us what percentage of the friends have at least 400 wall posts. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Don't include the percent symbol. For example, enter 45.18 rather than 45.18%. And I'll show you what they mean by that as we finish the problem up. But before we actually start working on the problem, we're going to make one change in the interest of providing help rather than answers. Instead of doing at least 400 wall posts, we're going to go ahead and do at least 500 wall posts. So all the work will be the same, but the answer will be different. So in order to answer this question of what percentage had at least 500 wall posts, first we need to make sure we know how to read the data, because if we're reading it wrong, it seems like the answer is 0. If you take a number like, say, this 94 right here, I mean, it looks like a 94 because you see a stem of 9 and a leaf of 4, and normally that would be a 94. But if we come up to the top, we see that the leaf unit on this problem is the tens place. Normally it's the ones place. So what does that mean to us? It means that this 9, well, this 4 is not 4 ones, it's 4 tens. So that's like a 40. And the 9 is a 9 tens, it's 9 hundreds. So that's like a 900. So that number right there is really like 900 for the stem plus 40 for the leaf. So 940. So that note about the leaf unit is in the tens place is really critical for being able to process this problem correctly. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this marking here and then go after the problem itself. So we want at least 500 wall posts. So 500 starts right here and goes down to the bottom, because this would be 590, 620, 680, 690, 940, and then 10 hundreds, which is 1,000 plus the 0, so that would be 1,000 wall posts right there. So how many ended up meeting that description? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that ended up meeting the description of at least 500. So we want to go ahead and get the percentage for that. So what we want to do is 6 over the number of wall posts altogether. And if we scroll up here, we see divided by the number of friends. So we have 109 friends, 6 of whom had over 500 wall posts. So that's 6 out of 109. And we can go to the calculator and get the decimal, and then we can change that decimal to a percentage. So first we'll head over to the calculator and get the decimal. So we want 6 divided by 109, 109, and we get 0.0550, and then the 0 is followed by a 4, so rather than rounding the 0 up to a 1, we will stick with the 0, which is what rounding down means. We don't actually make it a smaller number in the fourth spot, we just leave the one that's there. So 0.550 is what we want. So let's head back over and write that down. 0.05550. Okay, and then they asked us to give a percentage. So they said what percentage of the friends. So we need to convert that to a percentage. So we just do times 100%. A lot of times there I'll see students do times 100. If you multiply just by 100, you're making the answer 100 times bigger, which would change it and make it incorrect. But if you multiply by 100%, you're actually multiplying by the number 1, which makes the number look different but still have the same value. And the effect of multiplying by the 100 is to move the decimal place over 2 spots, so that decimal will move over to there. And then we're going to have that percentage symbol added on as well, so it's going to end up being 5.50% after we move the symbol over. And then they told us to not write the percent symbol. So when we go to enter that into the answer box, we'll just write the 5.50. Now that is equal to 5.5, but they asked us for 2 decimal places on the answer. So I'm going to make sure that I give them the 2 decimal places. Another thing you want to watch out for, by the way, is sometimes when people are told to do 2 decimal places, they think that they just need to stop right there. But it's 2 decimal places on your final answer, and we're not getting to our final answer until after we multiply by the 100%. So don't round to 2 decimal places right after you divide. Take extra decimal places, multiply by 100%, and then round to 2 decimals. In fact, if we go back to the calculator, you could even take your 6 divided by 109, have all those decimals there, multiply by the 100%, the percent I can't show on the calculator, and then here's the percentage form, 5.50. So you can kind of do that even before you round if you want. If you're going to round like I did, you need to be kind of thinking forward about the fact that when we multiply by 100%, it's going to move the decimal over. So you need to have some extra decimal places there so you still have at least 2 after you multiply by 100%. I think the main place here, though, that people get stuck is that they're just reading the chart wrong, that they're looking at a number here like this line and they're thinking that's 35, 35, 38, 38, 39, when actually it's 350, 350, 380, 380, 390. So paying attention to this note up top, that's the real key to getting this problem right, I think. And then the rest, the math is fairly straightforward. It's just that the chart has altered units, and if you don't pay attention to that, you really don't have much chance of getting it right. So there's our final answer. Hopefully this helped you out. Good luck as you head back to the quiz.